me suddenly a bigger cry. So I did my bet. Any our bet. Why that did I bet so my bet in him? Abraham count. No, you must get it.
Mumpong dia muton honum. Ana, maybe yamu bibi. Or see mumpong dia muton honum.
Mumpong, no, if they say pong, it means close.
Yes.
Munjai.
Okay.
Stop. If you say mumpong, there's like they have gone to school and they are closing. Mumpong dia muton. Stop that thing.
My favorite drama is, oh, let me tell you something. This man want to give you something better around the mama, right, man? You see? And then, bra ship. Avienne, yes, star, master, 3 by food. 1 for the master, 1 for the lead. 1 for the little body crisis, the lead blaster. Bra ship. Avienne, yes, star, master, 3 by food. My favorite drama is, oh, let me tell you something. This man want to give you something better around the mama, right, man? You see? And then, bra ship. Avienne, yes, star, master, 3 by food. 1 for the master, 1 for the lead. 1 for the little body crisis, the lead blaster. Bra ship. Avienne, yes, star, master, 3 by food.
Mumpong dia muton honum. Ana, maybe yamu bibi. Or see mumpong dia muton honum.
Mumpong, no, if they say pong, it means close.
Yes.
Munjai.
Okay.
Stop. If you say mumpong, there's like they have gone to school and they are closing. Mumpong dia muton. Stop that thing.
Mumpong dia muton honum. Ana, maybe yamu bibi. Or see mumpong dia muton honum.
Mumpong, no, if they say pong, it means close.
Yes.
Munjai.
Okay.
Stop. If you say mumpong, there's like they have gone to school and they are closing. Mumpong dia muton. Stop that thing.
And it's that time of the week. Benjamin Nketia here, Sports Panorama. Feels good to be here. So proudly brought to us by Litina Travel and Tours. Now it's all about the World Cup with Litina, and they say that the world is gathering for greatness. They want you to be a part of it. The United States, Canada, and Mexico. You should join the Litina 2-in-1 experience, your official hub for the World Cup. They want to give you a juicy package. Visa to watch all 3 group stage matches of the Black Stars, 3 official match tickets, return charter flights, hotel accommodation, travel insurance, and exclusive access to business networking events across all 3 host nations. It's not just a trip, it's history in motion. It's football, it's opportunity. It's Litina Travels. Call 0205-229-553 or 0506-676-957 or visit Litina at Alisa Hotel, Northridge, and secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Litina Travels, your gateway to the 2026 global football competition happening in the USA, Canada, and Mexico. Now, extra cash also in to make your life easy. They say they know sometimes life the fee makes some way, Charlie. Unexpected wahala, school fees, rent, everything fee come at you at once. That's why extra cash from Forms Capital, they here for you. We give you extra money right in your Momo wallet. You can repay any day or up to 30 days. The best part is the interest is charged on how long it takes to repay. And when you keep on paying on time, your limit will grow over time. So no need to stress. Just dial *170#, select 5, 3, and 5, and activate your extra cash. Because with Forms Capital, the mantra is no wallet left behind. Go on, live extra with extra cash. Now, Betway, also holding us down big time on Sports Panorama. It's time to get rewarded as the next big sports betting influencer with Betway. Place bets and share your codes with friends, fans, and followers. If they place bets using your code, you will earn 4% of their wager. It doesn't matter whether it's a win or a loss. If they bet with your code, you earn 4% off their wager amount. This means the more people bet with your code, the more you will earn. Start betting, sharing, and winning with Bet Influencer, exclusive to Betway. Let's now get into the conversations. My guys are in the studio. The original Shining Brother, the one who has accepted the name, the one whom the people have identified. He cannot hide. Even when he puts on his cap, the people will ID him.
Oh, clean.
They will ID him.
They will ID me sharp.
Yes, sir. Acceptance is the first part.
Clean.
We are going on to the second part. Now that you have accepted the name, the next part is to become a legend.
Living legend.
When you accept the name, you move on to legendary
Living
status.
legend.
Thank you very much. Our good friend Bernard Abekwatri is in the house.
Yeah, man.
This week I was observing. Oh, Charlie.
What did
Like I said, the colonial double-breasted khaki suit. No, let me.
What be your name again? The role you played. No, Charlie, but Bernard's for there.
UGC. What they call them? United Gold Coast Convention.
Yeah, that's it.
No, but Bernard's for there. Charlie, but you watch that.
No, I see him. As he make the entrance into the building that they are seeing, like the way that he holler at everybody. Then he get the independence advocacy documents in the suitcase. You the bab. The box, old school, square,
and then a jacket,
double-breasted khaki jacket, with the black pants.
No, Bernard's for there.
At the time where Gadisberg them did that you did.
I beg you. I don't need.
Oh, Charlie. But you should say that you and Frederick Lugard will be cool. Oh, you should see them here for no, because the way that you move.
No, I beg you.
Hold on. Easy. Hold on.
He said the contract will sign for this company. He said, and other things assigned by management.
Charlie, but talking about other things, Charlie, they reenacting. You just spoil the sister reenacting.
Sister.
You
don't remember that one.
No, you go break.
You went on one knee. You went on one knee.
You go do that. We drop the video. Don't do so. But I want not say. I want the people to understand that you're a great guy. You've lived 2 lifetimes. You live in the colonial Gold Coast times, and you are living in the Gen Z times. I don't know how you did it, but you were there when Nkrumah was doing the declaration, and you are here now. Either which ways, I appreciate you for it.
It'd be great performance. I think it was
Bernard, aka the software, aka Grant, aka Awoyo software. Like, you can all the name. Shout out to Shiny Brother 2.
Too much.
See, Shiny Brother 2 is like 80% on the acceptance journey. It's like sometimes he's accepted, sometimes like.
Let me tell you a quick story, right? So this Wednesday he hosted Football Made in Ghana. So I saw the notification on my phone. I was like, let me watch and see. I checked and it was my own good friend, brother, Shining Brother 2.
Yes, sir.
When he did his intro, it was like, I know say you guys expect banana to control Gabby of it, but today it be me, Shining Brother.
No, let me accept us.
Where I say this be the Shining edition.
I want to say
Completely out of order. The Shining Edition.
The Shining Edition.
So that, like I said, when you after acceptance, it's legendary status.
Cement that.
Shout out to Manuel Angelo Kwache. I haven't heard him in a minute.
The pong man.
You have the
They call it the Amachi Dede Pong. This pong is AKA Iron Boy. So you can call him Iron Boy. You see, you have the like the little silver chain. Iron Boy, Charlie, more grease to your elbow. So shout outs to Kwachi. Big shout outs to all of you out there doing the listening via radio. 053999 986 0539 986 996. That's the text and WhatsApp lines. Also, you can get to us on YouTube. We are live on CitiSports GH. Smash the like and subscribe button and let's get the conversation going. Love my YouTube people. I'm sure the YouTube page is completely going crackers. Shout outs to Coach Christopher Nimley. Cannot be with us in person today, but he has asked that we get to him over the phone lines at some point in the show. So we'll be making sure to tap in with Coach at some point in the show. But today is more of the same, really, on Sports Panorama. Issues are juicy. Issues are, there to be dissected. And so we'll be getting into it in a bit. Let's start off on the doorsteps of the National Sports Authority, because it appears that a lot is happening now. This story, or what we're about to get into, took wheels a few weeks ago. That's when the story first came to my attention, that National Sports Authority boss Jan Pofuankra had been given an ultimatum by his own board to revoke the appointments of 17 personnel who had been brought into the NSA. And at the time, the story appeared to be heading nowhere up until, I believe it was yesterday. The board did take action, or they did eventually bite by revoking these appointments, and the individuals involved have not been too happy. So they were picketing yesterday at the Accra Sports Stadium, I believe. A lot was being said. If you were observing the videos from CitiSports GH and you were not just observing pictures and you were trying to catch like individual voices, you would have heard a lot of things just to give you a sense of what's going on at the NSA. It appears like some kind of power struggle. I don't know that for a fact, but if a board and the director general of a government agency are going at it on that level, I've employed these people, revoke their appointments, I won't, or he didn't say I won't do it, but in the end the board takes action, cafe mafe, that kind of thing. Looks like there's a lot happening. Gabi, for our listeners, for the uninitiated, what is going on, and why does it appear as if the NSA Director General and the NSA board are on different pages when ideally they should be working towards the same cause?
I'll just pick some bit of your points. So what it means is that the NSA Director General and then the NSA board chairman in Dr. Fred Awar, the DJ is Jan Pofuankra, are not on the same wavelength when it comes.
I like they are putting names to it. So NSA board chair is Dr. Fred Awar.
Okay. Yes.
NSA Director
DG
General
is the Jan Pofuankra. Okay. So they are not on the same wavelength in terms of the direction of the authority. Right. In terms of who is leading who. You get it. Now the background to the story is that Jan Pofuankra was appointed way more earlier before the NSA board chairman in Dr. Fred Awar. In fact, his appointment came, his appointment came 10 months after Jan Pofuankra was appointed. Okay. Now, if you followed the story and those picketing, I'll get there. a bit later. But Jan Pofranco actually took charge, I think, some few weeks or a few months to our first game against Chad in the World Cup qualifiers.
Which was what?
If
Just
my memory
headed
serves
towards
me,
March?
yes,
Yeah,
if my
March,
memory
yeah,
serves me
March.
right, and that was like the biggest job for him and those appointed at the time.
Okay.
When I said those appointed at the time,
It was the most imminent
Yes,
assignment
to
ahead.
do.
Yeah.
and they took care of that. Now after that, there was another test. That was another home game in the World Cup qualifiers, and I'm saying I'm picking out all these points because it would lead up to what the DG said. Thank you.
You mean you are building it?
Yes, it will lead up to what the DG said in that picketing that happened at the Accra Sports Stadium when he assured the protesters that their job is assured. They are not their job won't be taken away from them or a lot of that. According to Jan Pofranco, who is the current DG, he says or gave an explanation justifying why he had to hold on to those 17 appointees.
Okay, so just to give people or bring people, you are saying that when Jan Pofranco took over the job just around March, there was a big assignment
To do.
in the qualifiers, Ghana's qualifiers.
Yeah. So okay, if you want to look at the NSA hierarchical order,
Okay.
maybe you would want to say that the board chairman needed to be appointed first before him.
Fair? Or mostly what happens with most agencies is they will appoint a CEO, then very shortly after
Yeah.
they will inaugurate a board.
Yeah.
Not like that length of 10 months, that type of thing. It's
Exactly.
It's a very short period.
So Yao was appointed before him, and I think at that time then he would have to bring in the new staffs,
Okay.
because the old staff were not supposed to be working there.
Okay.
And to say that, he mentioned that the 17 appointees who were asked by the board that he revoked their appointment. He said that he had to do that because he needed hands.
As in there were no hands at the NSA, he needed hands.
So that's what he said.
Okay.
That he needed hands at the NSA at the time to oversee those tasks.
Okay.
So make sure that the Accra Sports Stadium is in good shape
Okay.
to host Ghana's home game. Because if you had followed what we were struggling with in presenting a certified venue to CAF, at the time we had nothing to show. And this was on the back of when CAF had revoked the licenses of the Babara Sports Stadium.
Yeah.
So the only more like certified venue was at the Accra Sports Stadium. And even with that, it had certain works to be done to make sure that we can host our home game there.
Yeah.
And to do those work, Yao had to bring in these 17 appointees. And those 17 appointees included a certain role, which is the Chief Operating Officer.
So among the 17 appointees,
Yes.
there was a chief
Operating officer. Now, when you look at the NSA organizational structure, there's nothing like that. It doesn't exist. The Chief Operating Officer has no role or has no place at the NSA.
Maybe the new king, new roles, new portfolios.
Well,
Can happen.
based on what we've worked with in the last couple of years,
Yeah.
that role has never existed.
The chief was
Operating officer, even with the two deputies, and I stand to be corrected, it is only under this regime that we've seen two deputies. Since we started following the NSA, it's always been a one deputy and a board chairman, then the DG himself. So the two deputies actually came from the president.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Different regime.
Yes.
Different portfolios.
Now, these 17 appointees have been in around for, I think, the last 11 months without salaries. Yes. And they've been on
So how they go to work?
allowances.
Allowances.
Yes.
Who's paying these allowances? The NSA?
We'll get to that. Now, when you go to... So after these 17 appointees were appointed by Yao, they've been there for 11 months, taking...
Allowances.
have been working with him for all the works that we've seen at the NSA. If you remember, when he came into office, I think a lot of people were praising the NSA.
Yeah. Pitch covers.
Pitch covers. The pitch looking okay.
Yep. Doing work on the various pitches around the
Good.
stadium. Yeah.
We commended the NSA for that. And that is why Yao would maybe take, maybe would have to give him his flowers for doing that. After having these 17 appointees work for some time, then somewhere early February, the story broke. The story you just read out. It came on the back of a retreat that was held in Adan. And this was also on the back of after the board chairman had come in Dr. Fred Awa. So when the board chairman was appointed, then I think the retreat followed. So that was where maybe the board chairman will now call on Yao to bring the data of all of these appointees.
I mean, they need to evaluate everything.
What has happened?
The organogram, everything has happened.
Because what it means is that
as they say, the meeting after the meeting
for the board chairman
is where the decisions
for the
are
board
made.
chairman to have come in 10 months after Yao's appointment, a lot has gone on in 10 months. So Yao will need to render some sort of account to him, so that he's also on the same wavelength or also on the same page, so that he can then pick up from where Yao has left off and begin to work. And that is where the infractions popped up with these appointees who did not go under the due process, because it's a public service thing. And you asked that they were taking allowances. If these appointees went through the right processes, they would have been taking salaries. Because you are tapping into government fund, the taxpayers' money to pay these people. But I think because they did not go under that, they were taking those allowances. So that's when then the story began to. So a deadline was given to him to revoke the lines, the appointment. That did not happen. It was February 6th. That was when the
NSA board
that's when
gave the Director General the ultimatum to
do that,
revoke those appointments.
That's when the story broke first, and then it came out into the media space. It did not work out. And then just there was another day.
When you say did not work out, i.e. the Director General did not follow the direction of the board.
And that's why the protest happened, because if he did, I'm not sure that protest would have happened on Friday. I'm sorry, yesterday. It was yesterday, right?
Okay, yeah.
That protest would have happened. It did not. So he did not do that. But there was another date on February, I think 16. There was a second deadline given to him.
You mean your second warning?
Yes, and that did not happen again. So the third warning, or the third time that we'll see the protesters at the Accra Sports Stadium was yesterday, and that was because the first two warnings did not take effect.
So when we saw them yesterday, did that mean that the board had finally swung the axe and said, if the DG won't act, then we will act ourselves?
Clearly, that's what happened. And if you look at that video we posted on X, if you listen to that video carefully, Yao kept on assuring the protesters that their job was safe, which I find very disturbing. Because I thought that after the first two warnings handed to him, you don't go and commit again.
Well, wouldn't that be a weakening of his authority? So,
and that is
so you bring in people and say you've hired them or they are part of the NSA structure now. The board says that we are giving you 2 ultimatums to withdraw these appointments because they didn't go through due process. If you back down and withdraw the appointments, well, it looks like you are a powerless DG.
You see,
if you don't, then you are on a coalition course with your board.
The thing is, Ben, I was telling you this over, that when I hear Yao explaining why he had to appoint these people, some way, somehow, I agree with him. But there's a part I don't agree.
Okay.
The part I agree is that if you say that you brought in these 17 appointees to help you do your job, I thought that you would have given them some contract to work within that period, because you brought them in to take care of Ghana's home matches. I mean, do a lot of the work at their
World Cup related
work. So let's say I'm bringing Kwach, Bernard, and Yao on to work on. They are working with me for the next 4 months. After the next 4 months, you have to go, because I've brought you in. You guys not going through the due process, which is illegal. You get it? So after that period, you go. Then, if there's an opening, maybe you can then allow them to reapply. They go through the processes itself, and then they're on the payroll of wherever it would come from. Then it is documented. It's a paperwork that can show that, okay, there's a contract to that effect of these people that I've brought in to work in. But then when you don't do that, and you allow these people to stay on for a very long time. That is why we'll be having this conversation. Because they've not gone through the due process.
So what has become of the jobs of these people now? Or did they have jobs to begin with?
Well, for the CEO, like I said, ever since the story broke, what I've realized is that I've not seen him mostly around some of these engagements, because he was somebody who was mostly around Yao.
Okay.
So you would find him doing some of these jobs. And when you look at the organizational structure again, in fact, the COO position is way more powerful than the deputies.
But he's the operations guy.
Yeah, so what it means is that
man on the ground.
the deputy generals or the two deputies would still have to go through the CEO before they even get to Yao, who is a DG, which doesn't sit right in the NSA organizational structure.
Yeah.
And that's why even that position is way more weighty than the two. And that's why the board chair will look at what he has done and say that we need to go through the right process. You get it? So this story or this development doesn't really sit well with the NSA, because the NSA is that body that is supposed to really check the other federations. And if they are getting these structures wrong, what do you think the other federations would be?
I mean, when
thinking?
when the umbrella body is shaky, the units under them will probably not have any.
It's not
stability.
It's not the right way to go.
Let me just ask you to round up here. So you've been following this story for a while. You've been in and around the NSA generally since the new regime took over. Where does this situation leave them? One, I mean, having interacted with the protesters on the ground, do they have jobs by Monday to go to? Do they not have jobs? What's the board saying? What's the NSA themselves saying? Or what are they saying?
So the protesters they have jobs to do, but they would have to go through the right process.
How so?
How so is that when the board asks you to revoke the appointment, he's not saying that you are losing your job.
Okay.
But he's saying that let's make an open application.
I.e., you can apply and be rejected.
Yeah, you can apply and be rejected. So if you apply and you are rejected, that's then you leave. Okay. But if you apply and you pick, you are being picked.
Then you are
good.
You are
and you see, the thing is, you can understand why Yao had actually said that to them. Because then again, he has seen the work that they've done. So maybe he would want to put in work for some of these group of people he's worked with. But then they'll still have to go through the right process and then apply. Then the board will look at whatever they are submitting, their CVs, and say that, okay, we think that these people can be part of the NSA. Yes, to be part of it. But I don't like the fact that Yao put in that word when they were protesting and saying that their
jobs are safe.
Yes, I think when you do that,
you are preempting the work of the board.
And you are making it more complicated for yourself. Because already you had 2 warnings given to you, which wasn't done. And then you go meet them at the Accra Sports Stadium, and then you are complicating things further.
He's assuring them. He's their man. So doesn't he have a mandate to assure them?
No, so
morally?
Because look, Yao wouldn't take some of these decisions alone. Now he has a board to report to.
Yeah.
And I think that final decision will come from the board.
Yeah.
Because the board holds more power than the DG. So if he's saying that those protesters, their job is assured, I don't think that's the right way to go.
You mean he does not have the gravitas to be
exactly.
assuring people of any job?
I think what he can do is only to recommend something of that sort to the board, and then the board will then look at, because I'm sure the board will want to stick with some of these faces that know the ins and outs of the NSA because they've been there for the last 10 or 11 months. Then they'll pick it up from there. So I think it's a very tricky situation from now, but we're just hoping to see what will happen.
Interesting happenings at the National Sports Authority. Let me listen to Park Grant. but like if you wear the jacket to the show,
I beg you.
wear the jacket to the show. I mean, you are in the spirit.
I beg you.
So bring the suitcase and just place some on the table.
I mean, stay out of character.
I mean, this is an area you know pretty well.
Yeah.
I mean, the ins and outs of the NSA, the politics of the NSA. Let me ask this, right? With all that is happening, first of all, what kind of common ground needs to be reached between one, the DG and the board, and two, based on your knowledge of the place, will this relationship work? What compromises will have to be made if it will work? If you get my point.
First off, I get your point clearly. First off, there's a structure that information flows when it comes to, if you want, the NSA, absolutely. So, first off, the bigger body is the Ministry for Sports and Recreation. Then there's the governing board. Okay. Then there's the Director General, which is Jan Pofwankra. Then there are the department offices, heads of offices. Then you come to regional directors, okay, before district officers. So that's how the thing flows. So one needs to be reporting to the other. So for example, I go, backwards. The district officers needs to be reporting to the regional directors. The regional directors needs to be talking to the departmental heads. Then it follows Director General. Then the Director General to the board. Then to the National Sports Authority. So there's a structure.
I mean the ministry.
The ministry.
Yeah. The ministry is the final.
It's the final, sitting on top of the whole structure. I feel this is the most sensitive organization when it comes to sports in the country, the National Sports Authority. The last time it was my good friend Alexander Tieku in Cape Coast.
Oh, goodness.
Versus
Alexander Tieku and
Mokoji.
no, it was Alexander
Lumokevo.
Tieku and what's his name? Professor
Chumesi.
against Mustafa
Yusuf
and then
And the state.
in the state. So it's a sensitive area because the report chain needs to be there, and for fact, the National Sports Authority really needs staff.
Wait, hold on. Let me just catch that point. You are saying that for a fact, the NSA is understaffed, and so they need personnel.
100% they need personnel.
That's established.
They need personnel. It's understaffed, and I have been spoken to by one of the old regional directors.
Okay.
Expressing worry of how things are done when it comes to National Sports Authority. It is this same National Sports Authority that in 2012 there was the Maputo Games situation, and they asked the Director General then, what's his name, Agor, I have to remember. 2012. They asked him to step aside. Issues of mismanagement and not listening to authority and all of those details. I'll get you the name of the guy in 2012 who was sacked. Maybe superstar, you can help me.
Last time I remember the NSA when it was quiet, when I used to go in and around the NSA, was when Joe Penge was DG. That's when it was a little quiet. I think whoever you're talking about came probably just before Joe Penge. We'll just check on that.
Check that.
I'll let Gabby check that for you. Just build your point. Yeah.
And the Director General, what's his roles and responsibilities?
Okay.
You
have that over there?
Oh,
please read that for me.
He's responsible for the overall administration and implementations of policy.
Okay.
Or policies. How or the direction where we want Ghana sports to go. So Ghana sports, i.e. boxing, badminton, soccer, all of those federations under the National Sports Authority.
Overseeing their administrative policy.
All department and regional officers, what they are doing, administrative, all of them details. And if stuff would have to be added, the board needs to be, there needs to be a sort of discussion at that level
Good. So I got the name. So the person we are looking for is called Walanyo Agra.
Walanyo what?
Agra.
Agra.
Yeah, he's the one.
Charlie, thank you very much.
He's the one.
This is a sensitive area. They felt he was not in control. Situations surrounding Baba Yara Sports Stadium where power went off and why workers decided not to work to make sure power was on. I build the point from the understaffed perspective. Then I arrive at why people are feeling they've worked enough and they merit, the kind of job. Are you giving them what is due, employing them? The minister is only asking for the employment data. And this guy is working, this guy is not working. ABCD, I need to employ this guy. They will help the cause of whatever.
You mean all those things Yao say is not necessary?
I feel Yao should take his time.
Okay, you build your point.
Then there is the Professor Chumisi era, where they felt he was not in control. A section of the workers of the National Sports Authority felt he was not in control. A section who were not fully employed, but I nearly say borrowed stuff, part-time stuff. Felt he's not the guy for the job. We've been working for a minute. He needs to get us on and all of that. I have been at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium during Mr. Abedu Wilson's time, where important games again, I repeat, qualifiers going into Cape Coast Sports Stadium, a facility that was inaugurated, I think, somewhat in 2016. 2016, right? Because that time, President John Mahama was in power.
Yeah, 2016.
Got to a point after 2016 that, it was not, what was the CAF word? It had not qualified to host certain CAF competition, and he needed to beat time, and he needed staff to work at the facility, and he was not having the required staff. And this is why they go into, let's get people to help. And then the people come and feel that, I've worked enough. I feel I should be employed because you need more services.
But isn't that doesn't that responsibility or that blame lie on, let's say, the Director General at the time who's employing them? Because like Gabi said, if you feel like there's a job to be done and you need ad hoc stuff, if I should put it out, or you need even staff to come in and do a job, the most ideal thing to do is probably to say, okay, guys, I'm bringing you in for 5 months. We'll pay you 1,000 cedis during these 5 months. We'll do A, B, and C for you. After the 5 months, everybody needs to go to their house. We don't have any business with you again. Or if you are going to hire them, let's say, okay, we'll hire you for these 5 months. After 5 months, if your work is satisfactory, we'll probably, go forward and enroll you on a full-time basis. Like, there should be some clarity on the people you are bringing in, just so when the work they were brought in to be done is all concluded, there's no confusion.
If I can ask, at the end of the 5 months, you need to go back and get approval from the board again, right?
So that's what I'm saying. That So you need to. First of all, you need to.
You'll be back where you started.
No, first of all, you need to spell out why or who you need. So like you're saying, and like even like in the case of what Gabi raises, you are saying that there's a World Cup qualifier coming, or there are qualifiers coming. We need staff. Okay, 17 of you come here and help us to do A, B, and C. But I want you to be clear that you are not NSA workers. We are not hiring you for the NSA.
So like casual workers.
We are hiring you on a contract basis to do this job. After this job, go back to your life.
That is why the Honorable Minister is requesting for the employment data to know the details of how these guys were brought in.
What their roles are,
what their roles are, and all of
what
those
allowances they are earning.
100%. Because such allowances will still be paid by the ministry, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the NSA has suffered, and I feel some area government needs to pay attention to, because some of these things, whatever that is happening in that space is power struggle, and it is one that the NSA has fought with for a minute.
There shouldn't be a power struggle because, like you mentioned, the structure is
Yeah,
already there.
but
It is
somebody
laying
else-
down.
Somebody feels he's suffering, and I need to redeem my image. I need to put, for example, imagine how I was able to get money. I get you, Ben, to be able to put the Accra Sports Stadium in order for the December concert, for example, because they are understaffed. And it happened to Doji Numakevo.
The December concert.
No, not the
He's
defense.
talking about the power
I'm talking about
struggles.
power shift and all of those problems that's emanated in this space.
Chumesi had
Then
major power struggles. Then Doji had
Doji.
his
There was even a
there was
standing.
Doji and
There was a standing.
Seth Pound.
Seth
Pound was the board chair
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah.
With Bar Majid as the
Director General.
Director General.
Acting Director General.
Did
And then
Angola's
Numekevo.
Numekevo. Did the Angolans play there?
Behave yourself.
That comment that you
Behave yourself.
Ben, and then it gets to Yao. I feel Yao, because he's been a journalist before and knows the ins and outs of the federation, he should play safe. Because there's a lot of I don't want to use strong words. I think there's a lot of dislike building around him. Yeah, especially with now he has to redeem his image. And some of these 17 who are split into security and superstar is laughing.
So
maybe after.
Ben, sorry to cut you. When he said dislike, and sorry to take it from you,
it's right.
I can't put the person's name out. But this week, I met somebody at Legon Stadium, and the person was speaking about some changes that had happened at the Accra Sports Stadium.
Okay.
That he doesn't like and has affected him way more, and that came from Yao. So when he mentioned the dislike, and then he just drew my attention to that conversation.
That there are people who are disgruntled
Yeah,
by
but you
the
see,
regime.
there is always three parts to a story: the person's side of the story,
Yep. Yao side
of the story,
and then the real story.
and then the real story. So I was just looking at the person, and I asked the person one question: are you telling me this based on the fact that you know that I'm a journalist, or you are telling me this because I'm a friend to you, or you are telling me this because you dislike Yao?
Yeah.
I asked the person three questions, and the person just looked at me and was like, "It's okay. You will continue." Oh yeah, because as for this, you see that dislike thing is subjective,
very, very,
right?
very.
I mean, I can ask Yao's thoughts about Jan Pofrankra now. He would say certain things and say that, okay, based on these things that I've said, that's why I don't like him. I can choose to agree or not. So when a person just told me what he said Yao has done to him, and in fact, when I look at what he said Yao has done, and I analyzed it well, and I asked myself two questions: is it to the benefit of the Accra Sports Stadium to look in a good shape, or it is not, or it is to the benefit of the person? But it is to the benefit of the Accra Sports Stadium, but it is affecting you.
Yeah.
And that's why you're saying that you dislike
At the
it.
end of the day, the bigger picture matters.
Yeah, so Charlie,
I mean, please land on your point.
Ben, you know, in London, I was a friend, you know, so some of these issues is difficult to, you know, honestly break it down to the level where the level that it should. But he should just do that.
Talk to him like you're a friend giving him advice.
It's gonna hurt him. Look, it's gonna hurt.
No,
I recall.
Diplomatic about it.
I recall when we spoke well of how he had put the Accra Sports Stadium in order for the December concert. How excited, you know, he was. Plus his other deputies. I feel he should build a bond. That can help the cause
of the NSA.
Of the NSA, and achieving the purpose of which the president trusted him to make him the NSA, you know, Director General. Because even with his appointment as the Director General of the National Sports Authority, there were lots of people who were not for him to become the Director General of the National Sports Authority. So I'm pleading with him to. It's not too late. Look,
build consensus.
Absolutely, and listen to the board and try and work with Dr. Awa because they all have gotten passion for this movement, the sports we want to build here in the country, and it is prudent that they work as a team because the talk is too much at the National Sports Authority, and we need to get the balance. We need to
get the act in order. Let me. This conversation has dragged on. Let me ask your thoughts, and let's Kwachi close it out before we go to something.
Okay. I think look, no matter how influential you might be, you just have to follow the structure, and the structure is well laid out. That you report to the board chair, and the board chair reports to the sports minister, and it is laid down properly in crystal clear words.
Yeah.
And so I don't see why there should be an issue. If there's an issue regarding authority, then it means that someone is just trying to be stubborn or intransigent, or believes that the people who are in the higher ups are not doing their jobs, and that he is the one who is actually pulling the cart along. And so if I'm the one pulling the cart along, then I definitely deserve a stronger say in certain things, including appointment.
Yeah.
You get it? And so in that sense, I think, like come here need to prevail. And first and foremost, they should observe the structure and the hierarchy of the authority in relation to the sports ministry. Because if the NSA is properly working, they will be in charge of supervising the GFA. They will be in charge of supervising the GFA.
But you and I know that they are not in the position to do
because they are they've entangled themselves with this kind of internal politics, and it has diminished their power and the kind of authority that they should have when it comes to sport. So people talk about can government interfere when it comes to the GFA matters and the Black Stars and all. Yes, you quote unquote you can interfere, but it would have to come after you sign on to the Standard Corporation Act. And the Standard Corporation Act, you need 3 bodies to sign on to that act. You need a government, which is the sports ministry, you need the NSA, and you need the GFA, for instance. That's where the government can have a direct say in how things are done when it comes to the Black Stars.
Yeah.
And so the NSA plays a very important role when it comes to the sports structure in Ghana. And to have them consistently have this internal bickering over and over and over again, maybe
The NSA so please.
maybe the structure needs to change, where it'll have to be the board coming in third in the structure. Then the NSA director will be
appointed.
number 2.
No way.
And then the minister will be at the top.
But no way, because the
board
board is appointed by the presidency. The director general is also appointed by the presidency.
You see, that's where the issue is. Because at the end of the day, the board, are they doing hands-on duty?
No, but appointments are a big part of their job, and ratifying appointments is a big part of it. So they need to be in the know of what they are. I mean, imagine that you employ, let's say, 17 people, and you give everybody a salary of 20,000 Ghana cedis. The board knows that based on the funds the NSA generates, the NSA cannot support those people on those salaries. So they'll tell you that, well, you cannot do that because we know that this is our structure. There needs to be some check and balance. All I'm saying is, look, like you're saying, I just think that in appointing a board and appointing a DG, there needs to be some sync. There needs to be some level of cohesion.
Yeah,
because
they all need
the
to be
NSA, there's been too much turmoil at the NSA. Remember the Peter Chumesi and Mustafa Yusuf episode? It was ugly. Like, we need somebody to plant grass. The minister says that I have
my guy.
I have my own guy. The DG2 says that no NSA person should move a hand or an equipment to help it. I mean, you can't do that. Like, these are the things. So you just can't work like that.
So in that sense, can't the DG be part of the board, and then the board would elect? We should have the board and at number 3, and then the sports minister at number 1. Then out of the board's own voting and decisions, then they come out with the DG. So the DG will be right. Yeah. So the DG will be number 2.
The board will appoint a DG.
A DG.
Which will make which will make sense.
Yeah, that can work.
Which will make sense. But I believe that currently the NSA operates the model that all government agencies operate. Like, you come in, government appoints a CEO, then a board is attached to it. They are inaugurated. Most of them find a way to work. And a lot of times, some boards are at loggerheads with their CEOs, but a lot of times they also find ways to work. The NSA is very peculiar because, like we are saying, they have a track record of board members or boards that don't agree with the DG. Like, it's gone on for too long.
Yeah.
Or the NSA DG himself doing his own thing with the minister. Like, we've seen it too many episodes. So I just think they need to do something about it. I don't know if you have anything to add to wrap it up.
Yeah, I mean, just to summarize, everything just sounds like authority, and everyone's afraid of the authority being undermined. And I think a key point that comes back to the thing that Gabi was speaking was publicly when the Director General was speaking, and he said that he gave them an assurance that their jobs were secured. I think that in itself creates a problem, because from the board's perspective, if if his phrasing could have been a little different, if he had said, I will do everything I can to make sure that your jobs are safe, that then gives the board the opportunity to then work it out. And even if they are able to get their jobs later on, it looks like all the due processes have been gone through. But now in this situation where he's blatantly given an assurance that their jobs will be secured, if they end up coming out with their
it's almost like telling the people that the board don't matter. Whatever they say, your job is.
And exactly, just from the optics of it, if you look at it, if the people maintain their jobs, their how do you call it, their authority is then undermined by the Director General. And if they are not able to retain their jobs and he is not able to keep his word to them, then it looks like his authority has been undermined by them, and it looks like a no-win situation for either of them. So I think most of you have been saying it, I think long term there just needs to be a different structural approach to the whole body, so that how do you call it, these little squabbles and loggerheads.
I don't even think these are little squabbles. These are 17 jobs in limbo, and it doesn't look like the DG, the board, and everybody else is in tandem. It looks like everybody in what we say is trying to do their own thing. Hopefully, like Abeku said, we need.
So in that sense, the sports minister is the overall head.
He needs to act. He needs to whip
everyone in line.
Yeah.
And so in that sense, okay, they are government appointees. Okay, so I write a letter. If I'm Kofi Adams, I write a letter to President John Mahama that you appointed these people, but these people clearly are not getting the job done, and they are undermining your work. So in that sense,
to move people from the office.
So in that sense, get them to either conform or you dismiss them, and we create a new board and appoint a new DG.
Some way, somehow, there needs to be some sanity.
Yes.
One point or the other. Points well made. That's the word on the National Sports Authority. Lots of drama in there.
Why wouldn't the sports federations be doing whatever that they want? If this at the top, this is happening at the top, why wouldn't the sports federations also be doing their own thing?
You mean pillow fighting authority?
Flying desk federation.
Fella day.
Shall I drop the fella?
This fly if I drop him. Don't pound their motor. Let's go to the next topic.
Let me read a few messages from YouTube and then we'll get on to something else. Isaac Francis Kofi Wayo says, "Bed, you see Ghana, we are not and can never be serious with anything." Charlie, don't do that. Collins ADJ says Chelsea need to lose to Arsenal on Sunday to motivate them to beat PSG. That's where your mind is. This guy. This one here is from Kofi Jemfi Sapon. He says, Yampofankra is doing politics, and unfortunately, it might implode from within. The struggle with the minister is probably the tip of the iceberg. Is there some struggle that we don't know about? This one is from Emmanuel Dako. Says, this country and Kasahon, what is he out doing at his post now? If it would have been any serious country, he would have been gone. More messages here. This one, okay. A lot of messages coming through. Do send us your thoughts on YouTube on this particular one. Let's get on to the next item on our list. More government-related issues, more money-related matters. Now, Sports Minister Kofi Adams appeared.
Problem need to solve when it's all. We can't solve it. No. The minister, like I agree with you, the minister would have to come in.
He has to come in.
Yeah.
The
issues here.
Issues there.
No. But NSA, you see, I'm shocked. You are acting like you are shocked. Like the NSA. No. This is the DNA of the NSA.
True.
Like,
but he needs to stop.
At least for as long as I have been a sports journalist, this is how. Like I'm telling you, the time when the NSA was quiet a little is when Joe Kwenge was DG. Like that's the time when it was a little quiet. Even then, it had its own like skirmishes. Yeah. But this time around, like from Chumesi to Lumekevo to Ampofankra, it looks like it's heating up. And the irony with Yao's regime is that it's been
too early.
it's been too early, but it's also been mixed. Like he's had like some really great results very early on in his tenure, and he's had some very, not so great outlooks as well during his tenure. I just hope, like you're saying, because it's early days, I hope that, like you said, calm heads will prevail and they can get their act in order. Because
the people who needs to protect us are the guys who are questioning their jobs at the security level, at the stadium.
Let's go on. Okay. Let's talk about Black Stars budgets. 13 million USD confirmed with a little extra on top of it, almost pushing $14 million. Also, the big news, or the big fallout from that one is that how do you call it? Sami? No, not. I didn't say that. The big fallout from that one. No, didn't say that. Yeah, the big fallout from that one is that honorarium will be paid. So
62K
honorarium. Shout out to my good friend Christopher. Christopher Nimley.
Okay.
I like the way he says the word honorarium. So according to Kofi Adams, 5 members of the Black Stars Management Committee will each receive 62,000 USD. Newly constituted Black Stars Management Committee headed by Dr. Randy Abe as chairman. So this is the lowdown. Meanwhile, Kofi Adams didn't give us a full breakdown. I'm sure a lot of people were waiting for that full breakdown to happen. It hasn't happened yet. It looks like we will probably not get it, but we have been given the amount that the management committee members will be receiving. Let me start on this side with you, Kwache. Satisfactory or not, or a big letdown, because a lot of people were expecting the minister to come through with a lot more details.
Yeah, but for the management committee members, if I'm right, it's gone down from 100K from the last World Cup to 62K, and I've seen a lot of people giving praise to the minister for the work he's done in that sense for cutting down the money. I would probably, if he had been able to come out and give a bigger breakdown, I would have been able to explain how exactly
how they arrived at that.
Yes, but I a bit like when he first came down with the budget for the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. It's progress. I mean, that's the first thing you have to admit. It's moving from a point where you were spending. I think we're still spending money needlessly, and that's where, like you said, that's where the breakdown helps. That's where you see whether everything that's being spent, how do you call it, has value and makes sense. But it's still, at least from the outside, it still looks like a lot of money, and it looks like at a point where we have to make it to, given that this is an expanded World Cup, it looks like we have to make it to the round of 16 before we are able to is it break even or make a profit. And that's for a country that hasn't, for the last 2 World Cups,
we have to get to the round of 16 stage before we make a profit. And if we get to the round of 32, we'll still make a loss.
And
we'll still make a loss.
I mean, I'm hoping like I mean, not yet. I'm hoping like
it's still not yet.
You this week on Football in Ghana, you guys were speaking. I saw the John Pencil thing where he says that
semi-finals.
Yeah, Ghana can make it to a World Cup semi-final. Like Ghana, he backs Ghana that we've been improving and we can probably make it to a World Cup semi-final. If that's the ambition that we're going with into this World Cup, then we have no problem at all. We're just going to go back, make more money, and come back and invest in our country. But for a country that hasn't, for a country that hasn't made it beyond the group stage for the last 2 editions, we speak about the first time we went to the round of 16, then we went to the quarterfinal. Since then, we haven't actually had any impact whatsoever at any World Cup. Since 2010, we are going to 16 years since the last time we made it out of the group stage of a World Cup. And to be, how do you call it, to be allocating a lot of money, such money like this, to go to a tournament when we don't necessarily have the track record of success in that tournament means that we're okay with going into this tournament and not necessarily coming back financially with a profit. Obviously, we can make a profit in other senses, in terms of maybe exporting our culture and all these different things that the committees were speaking about. But purely in terms of going there and making sure that we come back and we haven't made a loss, that's going to be difficult to explain. And that's why he said, I think the minister needs to come out and explain how how the resources will be allocated, how they came to this amount for the resources to be allocated.
Well, we do have some clarity on the NSA stuff. We have the acts there. I think 411. Yeah, just quickly run through it, and then we shall make progress with this budget.
So, I was mentioning something about who would appoint who.
Yeah.
And I think that gives us that clarity. The statement, the article we have here. So,
the Sports Act.
Yeah, the Sports Act 934 in 2016, Section 4.
Yeah.
Says the governing body of the authority is a board consisting of a chairperson. So B, the director general appointed under Section 11. The director of the National Sports College, Winneba, in Boa Husseini. One representative of the ministry.
No man, you need to be very careful.
No.
Stop that.
In fact, let me put,
you need to be very careful.
No, I'll put names to everybody.
No, read it.
At least you know everybody on the board.
Yes.
Let's go. I like that.
So the chairperson.
Thank you.
Dr. Fred Awa.
Thank you.
The director general appointed under Section 11, Yao Ampofankra.
Yes, sir.
The director of the National Sports College, Winneba, our own good friend, Ba Husseini, who doubles as the Ghana Athletics president.
Thank you.
One rep of the ministry, not below the rank of a director. I don't know.
Okay. We need to find out.
Not below the rank of a director.
Yeah.
It will be the ministry's technical director. Madam Wilma Wilhelmina, a
chief director. She's the chief
Yes,
director.
she's the chief
No,
director.
he said technical director. Technical would be Betty Crosby Mensah. So chief is Wilhelmina Samoa.
Yes.
So if she's the one, then we'll put the name there. One representative of the ministry responsible for finance, not below the rank of a director, and then one rep of the ministry responsible for education.
In fact, don't talk plenty. I have the board here for you. So, so finish the
Then
section.
when you Ben, let me.
I want to give them.
So the section 4 just highlights the positions. Then the 11 explains who does what. So 11.1, the president shall, in accordance with Article 195 of the Constitution, appoint a director general for the authority. 2, the director general shall hold office on the terms and conditions specified in the letter of appointment. Then it goes on to enumerate the functions of the DG. So he's responsible for day-to-day administration of the authority and is answerable to the board. It's answerable, underlined.
To the board.
To the board.
Charlie, the board.
Then that's all.
Then that's all. So
That's all.
we are
That's what I'm
clear.
saying.
But
That's all.
guys, I have the
That's what
names.
I'm saying.
I have the names of the board members.
Guys.
Charlie, it's on the names here. Our good friends are here.
It's so sensitive.
Charlie, let me ring the bell for them.
So, no, but Ben, before you read
Very,
it,
bro.
so I think we were all in line with our explanations, our submission, because I like Yao's point when he spoke about who appoints who.
Yes.
And Bernard also mentioned it because we needed that clarity, and that also has to explain why there is a power struggle there.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
So essentially, the board is his role supersedes the DG.
Yep. Yep. That's how it is. That's how it is everywhere. Anyway, let me give you the members of the board. Chairman, Dr. Fred Awa. Member, Mr. Yawan Pofuankra. Another member, Mr. Baaf Husseini. Member, Samuel Duku Safo.
Kotoko.
One shout.
Kotoko Communications Director.
Nana Adjoa Owusu Amo in the mix.
Okay.
Mr. Isahaku Al Hassan. Colonel Richard Kofi Akoto. Dr. Lugutera Austin Wantipaga.
He's the director of sports at the University of Ghana.
Yeah, man.
Mr. Samson Dean. Hey, now Beckham. Mr. Richard Kofi Akpokavi.
More fire.
Our own Akpo.
Yes, Ghana Olympic Committee chairman.
Relax. So when you want to get interviews on the happenings, you know who to go to. Thank you. Hajia Suleimana Zinabu in the mix. Alhaji Idrisu Mutawakilu Ahmed. Professor Emmanuel Osei Sapon. Miss Theresa Osahene and Hamilton Kweku Nixon.
Okay.
That is the composition of the NSA board. Yeah, let's talk about budgets, Black Stars, missing details, honorariums, and slashed honorariums. Talk to us about that stuff.
Oh yeah, Kwachi
says there's progress. I don't
yes,
think that
yes,
represents
there's progress. I mean, it will be
When you do the deductions, I think it's about 38? 38 from the 100, right?
Yeah, 38. Yeah, 62,000.
Yeah.
100,000 minus 62,000. Yeah, 38,000. And so
He said
times 4, times 5, yeah, very good money. Very good money. And the thing is, yes, progress has been made. I mean, anyone who says progress hasn't been made would be more or less non-factual, because, like Kwache said, 2022 World Cup, these guys were paid, not these guys, the people on the management committee of the Black Stars were paid $100,000 each, $100,000 each, reportedly. But it has been confirmed by Alhaji Krusa that everyone on the board everyone on the committee got $100,000.
Yeah, Didi.
And to add to your confirmation, when they appeared at the park committee,
he confirmed it.
They asked them, he said it.
Yes. So $100,000 from that to $62,000, there's progress. But I mean, for a team that already has a team manager, the Black Stars have a team manager. I also believe they have a protocol officer, someone to like that.
They do have a protocol officer, actually.
Why do you have to have a Black Stars management
And then there's
committee?
a liaison officer.
There's a liaison officer too.
In Stephen Appiah.
Why do you have to have a Black Stars management
Are you
committee?
saying that there are duplication of roles?
Yes, there are duplication of
Is that
roles.
what you are saying?
And if I was to stretch it, the Black Stars management committee, their job is pretty much redundant. Oh yes, because at the end of the day, what does the Black Stars management committee do?
You mean they might be reduced to sightseeing at the competition?
What do they do that can't be done or hasn't been done already by the people who are within the Black Stars structure? Because Amini Shadow can handle everything that the Black Stars management committee does.
Yeah,
he's a team manager.
Yeah,
there's a protocol officer. What again do the Black Stars management committee need to do that the structure, the people already in the Black Stars structure can't do? Especially on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Your job as a Black Stars management committee member is not on a day-to-day basis. So why on earth should we be paying them this exorbitant amount of money because they will be involved with the Black Stars over a 3-week period? When it comes to the World Cup, $62,000, mind you, the accommodation, they are not paying for it. The feeding, they are not paying for it. Transportation, they are not paying for it. They will be transported we are playing our first game in Canada. They will fly there, don't pay.
It's in the budget.
It's in the budget. Don't pay. The hotel they will stay in, don't pay. FIFA will take care of that. The food they will eat, FIFA will take care of that.
I mean, and what's the guarantee that the money that's being quote unquote saved is not just being repiped into different expenses?
There's that too. So I ask myself, if you are being all these things are being catered for you, and your job is more or less, administrative, just sign a few paperwork, do a few paperwork, and just talk to the boys, manage a few, help to manage a few egos here and there. If things get a little bit out of hand, does that warrant $62,000 per head? Like I said, and Kwache said, progress has been made, but it is not enough. I mean, these guys should be getting per diems. Per diems.
You mean we give you per diem and then we go and sleep?
Yes, that's all. Per diem, because at the end of the day, you are getting a lot of freebies anyway. So why do we have to pay $62,000? That's the bet I don't get. If let's say Black Stars are playing 3 games, or let's say we make it to the round of 32 at the World Cup, and so that would be in 4 games. So per diem, let's say $2,000. That's $8,000. Then maybe rounded up to $10,000 per head. That's fine. But $62,000? I mean, I think it's a bit too much. It's just like the Black Stars technical group, where a kit manager
who have like 4 video analysts. Yes, one with a drone. One
it's too much.
One with a gimbal and an iPhone. One with an actual camera.
They are too.
It's true.
You see, there are too many excesses, and people will think that, oh yeah, you guys are just jealous. You are coming out for someone. You are calling somebody out.
Can't be jealous. It is my money.
You get it. I mean, you know how Ghanaian.
It is my money. What do you mean I'm jealous?
You see, that's why I'm saying that the progress has been made, but it's not enough because The equipment officer used to take $8,000.
Now
Now it's now taking $4,000.
So the equipment officer job
$4,000.
Hey, Charlie, no, see me. Like, if it was me, it's Charlie, like bibs, like I'm a swap. Bibs need to set dumbbells.
Like
Charlie, everywhere.
Bro, for $4,000 per game, it is too much for an equipment manager.
Can't you carry bibs?
Bibs, but bibs don't be heavy.
For an equipment manager per game. That's the thing. Per game. Per game. So when you put it into context, are you saying that the equipment officer will be getting paid more than Ghana's 100-meter record holder in Abdul Rashid Saminu?
That's exactly what
that's what I don't get.
Yeah.
So for me,
these are some of the
so
things.
I'll just end it here, so that because there are a lot of things that can has to be said on this table. So I'll just end it here. Progress has been made, but Honorable Kofi Adams, no. It has to be whittled down further. $62,000 per head. Cap it. The most they can get is $10,000 because I'm very disappointed that he said that.
10,000 per head, right?
10,000 per head because I'm very disappointed that he said that, and he said that with
matter of factly,
and with no fuss, like as if yes, he's done well. I get it, but it didn't even cross 50%. It's like $62,000.
They are scandalized at the amount of money that, like, it's some big slash because $62,000 it's a lot of money. It is. It is. I mean, touch on something else for me, right? What the people have been asking for is a breakdown of the Black Stars budget, like breakdown. Okay, flights this amount, hotels this amount, feeding this amount, bonuses for players this amount. Like, that's what they've been asking for, is a proper breakdown. We do not have a proper breakdown as it stands now. Is it a case of the minister sidestepping us and towing the line of the FA because he's shown us in the past that he can bring the full details if he wants to? So why are we not getting the full details now?
This seemed to coincide with what the FA president told our friend Ekoya Sufi on on the other side.
Yeah.
You see, the president was worried with, why do you want to know the breakdown of the Black Stars budget?
Because in the end, money has been flown and the whole country's reputation has been dragged in the mud. So we want to avoid that situation.
Fantastic. And we spoke about this at length last week. See, this job we speak of here, the Black Stars Management Committee thing, it can be 1 month's job. That's what at club level we call operations director.
Facts.
So now if you want, I'll give you a breakdown.
I mean, I'm not justifying the existence, but at a political level, who directly has influence over the Black Stars? Obviously, the ministry and the NSA, but like direct in terms of
the GFA, because we do not have.
But the GFA is a standard.
corporation.
The GFA is a private entity. If we all agree.
Yes,
with that. So just in terms of anyone who is actually connected to this, how do you call it, government, who actually has influence directly in the Black Stars, that would have to go directly to the Black Stars Management Committee, right?
The Black Stars Management Committee is appointed by the GFA.
The GFA creation.
The minister.
In fact, if the ministry had their own, we probably wouldn't have a management committee.
Okay.
That's why I'm telling you that it is the job of the operations director.
What mountain?
What do they do?
Are you confident that we are going to get a full breakdown?
I'm not.
No, but he has to give us a full
I think he'll get it, but I think he'll give it. I think he'll give it. Just before we go to the World Cup.
Yeah.
But I don't think it will be detailed enough. So, for instance, we are going to play friendly games, and he says we have 3 friendly games played.
A possible 4 with
coming
Wales.
up, confirmed, with a possible 4th in Wales. And he even said that if we get to the USA, there's even a possibility of adding another one to make it 5. Okay, these friendly games, which the friendly games you are going to play, the money,
How much
are we spending? How much are we getting? Mind you, all the friendly games that we've played, there's still been no breakdown.
Nope.
So the budget, I honestly believe he will bring it, but I don't think it will be detailed enough. Okay, so we are flying over to Canada and the USA to play some friendly game before the tournament starts. Okay, how much are we paying for the transportation? How much are we going to be used for lodging? Because once the tournament starts, the World Cup starts, FIFA will take care of everything. So before the tournament starts, we need to have a proper breakdown. And I think the budget will give it, but I don't think
those things, nitty-gritties, will be captured in it.
Then those are the details we are crying for. Let me let Abeko hold his horses. I don't know if Nimli is on the line. He wants to have a say on this matter. I don't know if we have Nimli on the line yet, but I think we do. Coach Christopher Nimli is on the line. Coach, I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear from wherever you are, but good evening and welcome to the show.
No, me know it clear. Clean.
Thank you.
Clean problem there.
I mean, I'm sure you've been following the discussion on the budget. Honorariums have been slashed for the management committee members, but still, we do not have a detailed breakdown of the team's budget. That is what the people of Ghana have been asking for. We still don't have it.
Let me say, circumstances beyond my control is the reason why I'm not on the show this evening. As for this topic, it has just started. It is a running topic and it's going to be ongoing until the people of this country deservedly get what is due them. I listened to my minister, Honorable Kofi Adams, and I must say that from what I read or from what I heard, this is the budget that the Ghana Football Association, the Tukreku, the ESCO, the General Secretary, this is what they have prepared and they have handed over to the minister to be the budget that the people of this country, money that are going to be spent on the Black Stars. So far, nobody is going to pay any money. This is what they have said. And for Honorable Kofi Adams, he cannot disappoint the people of this country. For His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, a president that we all listen to today in Parliament, this obviously cannot be the amount of money that we are going to spend on the Black. Because look, truth be told, a lot of the things that we'll be doing will be catered for by FIFA. A lot. So for me, who's on top of issues, I'm waiting to see the proper breakdown. I've been listening to the program, and I must say that Yao Mingta, Gabi, and they've given superb contribution on the topic. Nobody will hide anything from the people of this country. No more because we will not sit there and allow. We will not sit there and allow people to exploit the taxpayer. It will never happen. You see, we had the biggest demonstration in Ghana on the 14th day of February about 2 years ago. Look, if they push us,
you will hit the streets again?
Shock. Look, they will have the shock of their lives.
You hit the streets again?
And this time around, no Parliament of Ghana is going to stop us from going to the various regions in this country. They should mark my words. They should take it as it is.
Relax. Calm down.
They have to be very transparent and very clear in whatever they are doing. Nobody will tell the people of this country when it comes to how our money are supposed to be spent. It will not happen. No more. You are telling me that a job that one person can do, you have 5 people in there and each and every one of them is entitled to $62,000. Jesus Christ. Do you know what $62,000 can do for that cocoa farmer? Do you know what $62,000 can do to the light bill I am paying, that we are paying? Do you know what $62,000 can do for the ordinary Ghanaian? Jesus Christ. This thing will not happen. So, like I said last week, I trust His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. I trust Honorable Kofi E.B. Adams. They should do nothing for the little chance that we have for them to be pushed aside. I believe strongly that whatever budget that Ketu Kreku and his people has prepared, it is now that the government of Ghana is going to sit down and approve. For me, if the government of Ghana decides to pay, then it means they have approved upon the budget. For now, it has not been affirmed that yes, indeed, we are going to spend this money. Unless what I heard was wrong. But from what I heard, this is what Ketu Kreku and his people has put down on paper and they've handed over. It doesn't mean that is what we are going to pay. It does not mean that is what we have to pay as a country. It doesn't mean so. So the point I'm making is that, yes, they have started, but you cannot tell me, look, the management members, if you look at the work they do, maximum per diem, totaling something between $8,000 to $10,000, finito throughout the tournament. Even if we are going to play in the final of the tournament, no management member deserves more than $10,000. None of them. They should come and justify that. And for some of us, look, we are waiting to see what the government of Ghana will do. We are waiting to see. Is this why Keto in recent times has been sitting down, he's sitting down somewhere and he's been talking that we are wasting our time? We will show them that it is not a waste of time. I'm telling you, we will show them that it is not a needless course. We will show them that it is a course worthy to be embarked upon, worthy to save the taxpayers for any form of misuse and mistrust of our money. We will not sit there and allow our money to be used by people anyhow.
More fire.
That we will not be benefit from it. It's not going to happen. We need a proper breakdown. I may not state my only advice, look, do not hide anything. Honorable Kofi Idi Adams, please do not hide anything. We want to know what we are giving to our players as appearance fee. We want to know what every management member is going to take. We want to know what the cone arranger, the one who arranges the cones and the beats, how much is going to take. We want to know.
More fire.
And nobody will deny the people of Ghana of this information. Because if you do, that will be the beginning of the end. Look, we all know what football did to the previous government. If the NDC government, I repeat, if the NDC government think that they will use the participation of the World Cup, look, they've got a history. They've got a very unpleasant history when it comes to the World Cup. This is the time for them to make amends. And if they don't make amends, and they want to get us to go back to what happened in Brazil, look, we will not accept that. The people of Ghana will not accept the situation where somebody will go and buy Akoshi for $100 and those things. It will not happen in America. We will not allow that to happen. So it will be transparent, it will be clear, and we will approve. The people of Ghana will approve. Because when I'm walking on the streets of Ghana and I'm seeing the ice water seller on the hot sun selling water to earn a living, I see that 60-something-year-old woman who is qualified to be my mother selling trash pan to earn a living, to put food on her table. No management member deserves $62,000. Nobody can convince anybody that any management member deserves $62,000. They call it what? Honorarium. We will change the name from honorarium. Tell you honestly, we will change the name from honorarium. That big name, Brofon Kwara, Brofa Agbagbe, one and Brofa Agbagbe, the Akabasita or Chika Yasa. It will not happen. This topic, we will look from now on until the World Cup. Oh, from now on, that is not approved. And to Ghana be Honorable Kofi Adams did not say this is the approved budget, because this budget is now going to go to Parliament. It's now going to go to Cabinet to finally be approved. Let them come out and say they have approved it. Nobody will allow this to happen. Because if you see how people are suffering in Ghana, and you want to go and give somebody $62,000 for no work done, you think we are jokers? No wonder. They think we are not serious people in this country. You know the need of this. Look, even the true protagonists themselves, the players and the technical team, we deserve to know how much money they will be given.
Facts.
We deserve to know. Apparently, the last World Cup under this same government, under this same president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we saw what happened in Brazil. We saw it. So nobody will sit there for things that has already happened to happen again.
I'm sure they are
It will
taking.
not happen again.
I'm sure they are taking steps to rectify that. But thank you very much, Christopher. Your fire is burning. Next week we'll have you in the studio personally. But yes, so that you can put things in proper perspective. But
of course, my brother.
Stay safe over there.
Very much.
Stay safe over there, and I will wish you all the best.
Okay, my brother.
Thank you very much. Hey, fire from the phone lines. The guy says they will hit the streets again.
Yeah. Because it's our money.
Budget issues, Black Stars issues, monetary issues, very, very close to the heart of Ghanaians.
Just a quick point I want to make.
Yeah, before we move on, we need to go to
I'll pick it from where he mentioned that this is yet to go through the presidency. And I was telling Bernard this off air when we're having that discussion that I found that money very ridiculous. And I was
outrageous, you know.
Yes,
like 13.
Yes, because it's still because when I read the story, it's a proposed budget from the FA. Yeah. So now I think that, and that address was done at the Parliamentary Select Committee for Youth and Sport. So in the minister's right way of doing things, he wants to put that figure out there. Then it goes to the presidency,
and then they come and say that maybe
because I think that it would be slashed down. You know why I'm saying that? If you remember correctly, I think it was from the Muhammad from the sports minister. He mentioned that some of these monies will need to be slashed. And I'll take you back to a quote from the minister on February 2025. He said something about this same thing. They asked him. He said, when you qualify, you earn money from FIFA. So this was before, I think, our last 2 games in the World Cup qualifiers. You earn money from FIFA, which can pay the management committee members out of that, which will not be a burden on the government. I believe the management committee have done very well, and I know they will be rewarded. This question, when he said this, it was he buttressing his point he made at the last press conference he made when he was asked about management committee members taking home $100,000. You get it? And then he said this again. So I think that
the money will go to some scrutiny.
Yes, has to go through the final checks from the presidency, and then we can get an amount that every Ghanaian will be okay with before they go to the World Cup. Look, as for budgets being released to the public and people knowing who is taking what, it will stop today, it will stop tomorrow. It will continue because it's taxpayers' money. The Coco Salaway they were back here. It be money. Some Chaco Sala be there kwache.
They say it will be money. He or she is in the indirect or informal sector. So, and the informal sector is characteristic of them of the informal sector in Ghana to evade taxes and to.
The Chaco seller behind this guy. The guy is wondering why the Chaco seller behind his house is cutting street.
You see, they will say that the informal sector in Ghana they dodge the traffic the tax net. Forgetting that they buy a can forgetting that they buy those provisions, groceries and all those things they are taxed. So
everything you can almost not escape tax.
Even your data, the data you use on your phone, it is taxed. So how can you say that?
You would always get updates. En route to tournaments, en route to qualifiers, en route to whatever the taxpayers' money is being used for.
Let's take a quick break here on Sports Panorama. Show probably brought to us by Litina Travel and Tour, your one-stop place for everything World Cup 2026, USA, Canada, Mexico. Also, Betway, proud sponsors of Sports Panorama, and then Extra Cash doing the business for us as well. We'll do a quick turnaround. When we come back, we'll get into the UEFA Champions League knockout stage. Some people know,
Charlie,
that their teams are about to go
some people
home.
get sweet
Chelsea. You know that when your team is going home, you know.
Chelsea.
Please, ready the Champions League anthem for me. When we come, we'll play it. If your team is going to progress, you can feel it in your bones.
Yeah, man.
If you are going home to
Chelsea. If you give me word, make I do something on Bodo Games.
Don't shake.
Right now, I'll be Norwegian.
Don't shake. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When the world gathers for greatness, one name leads the way: Litina Travels. Litina Travels is taking Team Ghana to the biggest global football event on the planet, happening in America, Canada, and Mexico. Join the Litina 2-in-1 experience, uniting world-class football and global business in one unforgettable journey. Your Litina Travels package includes visa to watch all 3 group stage matches, 3 official match tickets, return charter flight, top-class hotel accommodation, travel insurance, and exclusive access to business networking events across all 3 host nations. This is not just a trip, it's history in motion, it's football, it's opportunity, it's Litina Travels. The world is watching, the stakes have never been higher, and Litina Travels is your ticket to the global stage. Call 0244-260-789 today or visit Litina at Alisa Hotel Northridge and secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Litina Travels, your gateway to the 2026 Global Football Competition, happening in the USA, Canada, and Mexico, where football meets opportunity and Ghana shines on the world stage.
This season, get ready to meet the Blanksons.
Meet my lovely family.
We can do that whilst I'm seated and eating.
A family where love is strong, secrets are deep, and mischief is a daily routine.
He will be here for days, and I only find out at the family dinner on the day that he arrives.
Just when you think you know them, the truth flips the script. Drama, humor, and unforgettable family moments.
Morning, family.
Everything in the kitchen is actually gone.
You know, in the UK, I work like a donkey. But here, I eat like a monkey.
A Channel 1 TV production, The Blanksons. Coming soon, only on Channel 1 TV.
Thirsty.
Wait, Dad, I'm sure he's gone.
Good morning.
I thought you were gone.
Oh, yes. The Liverpool jersey knows a lot about this song. The Real Madrid jersey knows a lot about this song. The Chelsea jersey knows a thing or two about this song. The Man United jersey, it used to know a thing or two, but it is faded in memory. Abeku, it is faded in your memory. You can barely remember. The only thing you people remember is the Solskjaer winning goal. It is gone from your mind.
You don't remember Edwin van der Sar's save of Nicolas Anelka's?
I only remember the slip up of John Terry. Arsenal fans, is your jersey synonymous with the Champions League? Is your team synonymous with the Champions League? Anyway, Litina say that they are your gateway to the World Cup.
Then they carry you go where the Champions League are now.
Litina travel and tour. They are taking you to Mexico, Canada, and USA. 3-tier package.
El Menchu, Guadalajara. You mentioned Guadalajara. El Menchu.
I'm very careful. 2-in-1 experience. Football and global business have met. You get your match tickets to watch all 3 group games. Return charter flights, hotel accommodation, travel insurance, and exclusive access to business networking events across all 3 host nations. You can call 0205-229-553 or 0506-676-957 today, or visit Litina at Alisa Hotel Northridge to secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime journey. Let's talk Champions League football. The draw is set. I'm about to find out from you guys who makes it to the next stage among the various pairings. First juicy pairing, PSG Chelsea. First leg, the Parc des Princes.
If and then they like headlines.
But even this, Thibaut Courtois said it. After their game against Benfica, he said that he's sure that they will meet Man City.
Settings in
It was a draw.
Okay.
Please. But you beat PSG 3-0 or something. But
that was under a different coach.
True.
In Enzo Maresca.
Same players.
This will be Liam Rosinia's arguably biggest.
And Rosinia has proven so far that
proven where
he's a senior man.
He's yet to be there.
Talk to me about that fixer, Gabi. First leg, Parc des Princes. Second leg at the Bridge. Big game for Chelsea.
That should be a good game because in the minds of PSG and their coach Luis Enrique, it's just one thing: revenge. And I think it will be another big hurdle for Chelsea, especially with the coach, but not the players, because a large chunk of the players who played PSG in the final are still around. But for the coach in Liam Rosinia, it would be more like a big test for him ever since he took charge of the job. And so the approach from him will be way more different. If you want to say Chelsea have beaten PSG already under a different manager in Enzo Maresca, you really cannot tell what the setup would be from Liam Rosinia. But I think one thing that has been very evident on the part of Chelsea is that they can be very purposeful in the final third.
Can be.
Yes. And then very, very wasteful at the same time. If you look at Chelsea or João Pedro under Liam Rosinia, I think he's been the most transformed player since Rosinia came in. He scored 6 in 7, I think, 11.
Long may that transformation continue because
in total
he has shown us that he has these tendencies. He can.
He actually appeared in.
He can look like a transformed man one moment and then completely go to bed for like 2 months.
Yeah, it appeared when Maresca was there, but I think that it should be a game that Chelsea will need to start very well against PSG. We need to Chelsea playing home first, right?
No, PSG playing home first.
Yeah, so they would want to start on the front foot by getting a very good result. Now, there's nothing like away goal rule or whatever it is. If Chelsea are able to get decent results in France, then the second leg plays into their advantage. They come to Stamford Bridge and say that they can get this one past PSG. Let's not forget, Chelsea have a knack for kicking out big teams, or they show up against.
I like Chelsea's big game
mentality.
Generally,
they have a rich history backing it,
especially in games where everybody tends to write them off.
Good, and it is a proper. They've got like the stats around it. If you look at seasons that they've not really performed, even the season they won the Champions League under.
I mean, you can argue that their last major trophies, but the Conference League is mostly that because the Champions League was against.
I mean, the Conference League they were outright for
even the Club World Cup was against PSG in the finals. So they have
Liam Rosinia
even the first Champions League final.
PSG pretty well. He's worked
at Strasbourg.
In fact, he's used Strasbourg to beat PSG. Before he came in,
so Chelsea should be easy.
So no, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game because at Strasbourg you are tagged as the underdog. With this one, I don't think that narrative still exists.
Chelsea are not the underdogs.
They are not, because you've beaten the same PSG in the Club World Cup final. If you look at the Optus simulation, he did it 10,000 times. The percentage favors Chelsea. Go and look. 64% against PSG's 36. And do you know why it is so? It is because of what Chelsea did to PSG in the final. So Liam Rosinia will not look at. Will not look me. I'm not explaining for myself.
The Chelsea model. The Chelsea model has changed now. It has changed now. The Chelsea model.
What has changed?
Initially, the mentality was for this football club is to go in and win trophies. Now they say they're on a new project. So
so they've become like Dortmund.
No, see.
So they started off as a Bayern and have become a Dortmund or RB. So now they are grooming players.
So the mentality and all of that has changed.
What I've come to realize about this Chelsea team, sometimes it's not more about the coach. It's about the players telling themselves that they want to show up. For games like this,
but the coach needs to game plan because
the game plan comes in.
Maresca's game plan for that
against PSG worked.
That was top.
If the Chelsea players decide that they would show up and then go according to the game plan of Liam Rosinia, then they can fancy their chances of going past PSG in the 2-legged. But if they show up and Liam Rosinia's tactics is all over the place, they should expect Luis Enrique to take what they did to them back in the FIFA Club World Cup final. So, but I'm tipping.
Charlie, speak your mind. You are tipping, but you are rubbing your eye. You are thinking. Who's winning this?
PSG to go through for me. Yeah.
Let me take your thoughts on this same fixture, Kwaji.
I think it gets quite interesting. I think like the only thing that makes Paris the favorite on paper is because they won the Champions League last season. There's been a pattern in this season's Champions League where the English club seems to be performing quite well. I don't know how well that will extend from the group stage going into the knockout round. Obviously, PSG are not strong. They don't look as strong as they were last season, but you have to also take in fact that PSG at this point of this stage of the Champions League last season
we're now
also getting going. So it depends on how well Chelsea are able to match up against them. Looking at it purely on paper, I'd say PSG look like an experienced PSG team who are defending champions coming up against Liam Rosinia's his first double into the Champions, like his first full attempt at the Champions League with Chelsea. You'd probably say that PSG are favorites, but like Abby says, Chelsea have a history of showing up against big teams, but this is not necessarily a final. This is a round of 16 game that now determines where they go on next, and that doesn't necessarily, as much as they are big game players, they might still be complacent at this stage, and so I think at this point it's easier to back PSG.
But it's also worth noting that PSG were basically English team killers in the Champions League last season. They literally eliminated all the English teams. First, they started off by dealing with Liverpool, went on, I believe, to deal with Aston Villa, went on to deal with Arsenal Football Club en route to the final. So they literally knocked out almost all the English teams that were in there. Every English team that they came across, they swept aside. So that's just worth noting. So PSG have a thing for English teams. Yao, let me take your thoughts on the next big fixture.
PSG will beat Chelsea. Easy. Because aside the quality, there's also revenge on their mind.
Let's talk about
the FIFA Club World Cup.
Real Madrid, Manchester City.
Oh, Man City will win.
How so and why? Because Man City are nothing like the team they've always
been. True. That's true. But the thing is,
Madrid were nothing. They are just.
And I wanted to just make the point on you comparing Enrique and just you comparing Enrique and Rosinia. I'm between a similar situation with Guardiola and Arbeloa.
Yeah.
But there's
a difference in quality.
I'm talking about the context with the two teams, right? Context with the two teams. Real Madrid, a bit in transition after getting rid of their manager, settling on their new manager. Manchester City still with their old guy, but not quite as fearful.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, but when you transition BM, they don't know what they're doing at this point.
They don't know what they're
doing. Barcelona had 3 major players injured in their setup. He gave you the opportunity to take the lead on the log, the Spanish table, and all of a sudden Barca regroups and comes back, and it's like you've been hunted.
Madrid lost to Osasuna.
Can you believe that?
They are still in transition, please.
Okay. In other news, Andrea is playing 90 minutes.
Capito! This will be the third game in a row. Well, he goes to the World Cup. I mean, the way things are going, he goes to the
World Cup. Let's respect ourselves, please. Don't do this to Capito. Capito has played his 90 minutes. Capito hasn't told anybody that he's going to any World Cup.
He go come out to the striker, so then get some striker. He's sharp as
Capito, long may the 90 minutes continue.
90 minutes. Capito, he said he will play 70 minutes. He will play 10 minutes.
Capito, long may the 90 minutes continue.
So you asked why I'm so confident that Man City will beat Real Madrid, despite the fact that Man City they don't have that fear factor about them anymore. But yes, that's true. But at the end of the day, once you cycle through a couple of players who are long-term or who had been long-term factors in the team, of course you are going to lose a bit of luster when it comes to the aura bit. You lose Kevin De Bruyne, you lose all these goal guys, Fernandinho over the years, Raheem Sterling. They are quietly been moved out, and now pretty much a semi-new set of players at Manchester City. So it will definitely take them a while for them to be able to build that indestructible fear factor about them.
But you also
but now the reason why I'm so confident going into the business end of the season is that Rodri is gradually getting to his best form. Not the elite form, like he's there yet. He's not there yet, but he's gradually getting there. And on top of that, you have a situation where out of possession, where Manchester City were usually exposed, particularly in transition when they lost the ball. Now they are doing a better job in terms of structure and on top of that in terms of personnel, because Pep Guardiola is now a bit more comfortable playing Kuchanov more minutes. And Kuchanov is very, very fast.
He's improved though.
Yes, he's improved.
He's really
and that's why Pep Guardiola is more comfortable with him. And we saw that in that game against, was it against Liverpool? No, it wasn't against Liverpool. They are one of their big games where Ruben Diaz was having issues dealing with the speed of one of the opposing team's attackers. Quickly, he got exposed twice. Pep Guardiola took him off. Kuchanov was introduced quickly and he shut it down. Yes, it was the game against Newcastle. Anthony Gordon. Ruben Diaz was having a tough time dealing with the speed of Anthony Gordon. Pep Guardiola recognized it. Then he introduced Kuchanov. And instantly, Kuchanov dealt with that issue because he could match him for speed. You get it? And so I look at that and I look at, yes, the growth of Nico O'Reilly, the versatility that comes with it. The fact that Pep Guardiola has been able to mesh all these players and get Maguire to be comfortable and get Antoine Semenyo to also pick things up in terms of the speed of he being able to grasp the way of play of Manchester City. And I look at that and I compare it with Real Madrid, where Kylian Mbappe's presence is even questionable because of that knee issues that he had that forced him to miss the game against Benfica. The fact that, yes, on the coaching side, it's night and day between Pep Guardiola and Arbeloa. And the fact that Real Madrid structurally, organization-wise,
you're not there.
Serious flaws.
Let me just say something.
And so, yeah, I definitely see Man City winning.
I just think that, again, right, Real Madrid can have all the issues going on with their team in the world. When it gets to the group stages, don't even really matter to them that much. When it gets to the knockout phase, like win or go home, like that is when Real Madrid's Champions League begins. And I'll say this,
but not with this defense.
Oh, I'm just saying. Look, Real Madrid's defenses in the Champions League historically has not been great. The last time they knocked out Manchester City were literally on the verge of knocking them out. And then within a certain time band where Real Madrid woke up, everything went downhill for Manchester City. Even then, Manchester City were a more feared side. They were a more ruthless side. They were a more clinical side. Real Madrid still, under the Benzema era, were still defensively erratic. I don't think, I'm saying, I've always said this, that I've watched Real Madrid over the years. The only time I remember Real Madrid being defensively decent as a team, Fabio Capello, Jose Mourinho. And even those, the fans completely hated the style of football. Like, they didn't like it. So, Real Madrid,
the Sergio Ramos Pepe era too was solid.
Pretty decent, but Guardiola was watching them most of the time, so I don't even like to add it.
I mean,
like
the Champions League. The Champions League. They framed the fulcrum of that.
All I'm saying is, Real Madrid
back to back.
Believe that. Like somebody said, I don't know what is going to take Manchester City to break down this Real Madrid team. All I can tell them is that they should have learnt lessons from their last episode. And for Real Madrid, if you are playing with them, unless the lights in the stadium have gone off and everybody is in their bed, the game is not over.
I agree.
That is all I have to tell them. That they should, like, nobody needs to tell them anything. They need to go back and watch the sequence of how they got knocked out the last time by Real Madrid 3 or 4 seasons ago. Nothing will serve them a hot reminder than the team they're about to. And Guardiola himself has said it, that coming up against Real Madrid, you are literally coming up against mind games. You are coming up against the greatest institution in the competition, and you are coming up against probably the greatest collection of players with the biggest egos on the planet. So I definitely think this is a 50-50 type game. Maybe if Manchester City were the Man City of old, I would have put my money on them to blow Real Madrid away. But this version of Manchester, like Cherky, O'Reilly, How do you call them? Bernardo Silva.
They are well coached.
Misfiring Ellen Haaland.
Yeah. But this Man City team can beat you in multiple ways than that old Man City team.
Fair. Let's go on to other games. Let me take Abeku's thoughts on. Let me see which game is interesting. I want a close game.
Give him Arsenal. He likes Arsenal.
I don't like Arsenal. You put me in trouble.
Give me. They will come for you.
Yes, please.
Talk to me about Galatasaray Liverpool. People think that this is a straightforward tie. I think this is far from straightforward.
Oh, it's straightforward.
Victor Osimhen, Liverpool and Galatasaray.
Especially when they've already lost the season to Galatasaray in the Champions League.
It was 1-0, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it's not even about the scorelines, about the
we don't have a
chances.
lot of time to go. Just comments on this. I'll take comments around.
Football is unpredictable, right?
Yeah.
Fair point. And I feel for Liverpool, the target for the manager is to qualify for the Champions League. I don't think the stress would be much, on going to the semi-final stage of the competition. And this is where the Champions League begin, actually, if you ask me. Because the expanded one brought a bit of the group stage was exciting. There was competition, but adapting to this new feel would always come with some.
The knockout phase is where the action is.
I feel I don't trust Liverpool. I don't trust Liverpool nowadays because the manager has gotten a lot of talent, but he simply is not in the known when it comes to modern day footballers and using your squad to the best of what you can do as a manager, because Liverpool
not maximizing the team.
My point. You see, there's a lot of talent in there, but he needs to be doing the right things to get results from these guys. I don't think he's there yet. And Victor Osimhen is a hungry guy. Look, I read his story this week, and Adam and Kwachi were telling me something sweet about this gentleman. And when I read it, it humbled me the most. This guy is a guy who didn't have any opportunity at football, but tried his luck once upon a time, and the thing happened for him. Okay? There's a guy who mentions he felt his mother around age 2 or 3 and had nobody, basically. All he has in life is football. I feel it's a make or break for him anytime he's on the pitch of play. He's spoken of.
He was warning Lukman.
Don't try him again. Look, you say we don't have time. I don't have time to expand.
Prediction.
It's difficult.
Galatasaray Liverpool.
He wanted to go and tell us about Osimhen's history from Oju Elegba. Doing this.
I feel Liverpool.
From Oju Elegba to
I feel Liverpool will win. Again, because the second leg will be happening at Anfield. And that will be the
decider. Gabi, Atalanta Bayern. Quick thoughts on that.
Atalanta Bayern. I think Atalanta will kick out Bayern. Yeah.
Atalanta to knock out Bayern.
Bayern.
Yes.
Wow. Company's
Bayern.
Yes.
This guy, he knows
yes,
the England
we'll play this tape again.
The England.
The guys say we'll play the tape again. Let me come to Kwache, Newcastle, Barcelona.
I think that's an easy one for Barca. Obviously, they struggled against Newcastle earlier this season. It took 2 goals from Rashford to break down Newcastle. But I think Barca are the better team. They should have made it to the final last year, and I think this year they might make it all the way to the final.
Yeah, Atletico Tottenham.
Atletico Madrid win.
Atletico to go through?
Yeah.
Few comments.
No comments. Bodo Glimt Sporting.
My team. Charlie. Bodo Glimt.
Sporting are going home.
Yeah. Bodo Glimt will win again.
Bodo Glimt.
Yeah. Bodo Glimt.
I mean, Bodo beating Manchester City this season.
They have.
They beat Atletico Madrid and they beat Inter.
Twice.
Yeah.
And their league is not in session.
They are a very, very
the Champions League is
team.
pre-season for them.
Yeah. And they are very fearless team. Like if you see them play, like they have no respect for anybody.
The coach brought in a friend of his who is a military guy.
Yeah, an ex-military guy as a team psychologist.
To tell the boys that look.
Are some people listening?
But we have I know this guy.
Apparently, you see the second goal they scored against Inter. Go and look at the play sequence. Charlie.
No. I said
well rehearsed though.
Go and watch that game against Manchester City.
And
they completely humbled Manchester City in that game.
I don't know why.
And they could have been up by. They could have won by 5 or 6 goals.
They say the ex-military guy is telling them that look, you can just win this Champions League.
Yeah.
You're not far from
One
winning.
thing I dislike is that people are discrediting what they are doing in the Champions League, saying that they are playing on a plastic pitch.
Oh.
And when you go
but
to
they
the
move
Arctic,
over to Italy and they play on the proper
when they take you to the
grass
Arctic
pitch,
sector,
and
you're playing under -9 or -4 or something. They can't perform in Europe. And they came to Atletico Madrid. They beat Atletico Madrid. They've beaten Inter in Italy.
They're not playing.
Yeah. And if you add to the fact that last season they made it to the Europa League semi-finals, they took a good performance from how they call it, Postecoglou Spurs to get them out.
This is a team that even didn't win the league. It was Viking that won their league, won the league season. They finished second.
That's interesting. So Bodo Glimt definitely the team to look out for. Look like they will claim a few more scouts. Then let's do
team named to be Viking.
Yeah. Bayer Leverkusen, Arsenal.
Arsenal win. Bayer Leverkusen, that high line against Gyökeres and Bukayo Saka. No, against Gabriel Martinelli especially. Without speed, they'll
all right, so that's our show for tonight. That's our show. So probably brought to us by Litina Travel and Tour, Extra Cash and Betway. Let's do some quick shout outs before we sign out of here.
I have a lot of shout outs.
Hey Charlie, you have taken over Nimli's position.
Yeah, let's start from.
You want to go so that they will come again?
No, I beg you. Let's start from Kenya.
Hey.
Oh, Charlie.
My brother.
Kenya.
Is everything okay?
He said I sent it to you. So
is that Echo?
Yeah, Echo.
Oh, shout out to Echo.
Charlie, Echo, they wish 3 Kenyan women.
Hey! I'm right to say you.
That's a woman.
Please give my people shout out. Ivy.
Yeah.
The second name was Nya.
Charlie, you better behave yourself.
Nya.
Okay.
NYAE.
Ivy the Nya.
Okay.
And then Muwangi.
Hey, Echo. Echo, you better you.
Echo, Charlie. Yeah. You say the next AFCON to Ide Kenya also.
Jumps.
And then the second one to Farida Idris. She's watching us all the way from Barcelona. She's the board member for Ghana Swimming Association, board member for Africa Aquatic.
Oh, is it our own Farida?
Our own Farida. She always follows us on you. She has sent me a picture of us discussing the show and things.
Very so
hard woman.
Capable Farida.
Yeah.
Solid.
Shout out to.
But has Gabby told you that he has finished?
I'm not finished.
Why are you doing that?
I was sorry.
Please,
I'm not finished.
Finish, please.
Okay. And shout outs to
Charlie, let's go. The guy. Charlie, you need to be very careful. Please,
Mrs. Irene Bennett. Last week was her birthday, but I saw the message at the time that
you need to clarify when you say Mrs. Don't just say Mrs. Irene Bennett and leave it in the air.
Who is she?
You are on Sports Panorama. People can assume things.
That's a Mrs.
Mrs. No, okay, I'm just saying.
Maybe it be your Mrs. where you don't know.
Yeah, like I don't know.
How about 17? Mrs. Ivy Bennett.
Okay.
That's Don K's wife. Don K listens to the show a lot every Friday.
Okay.
So last week was her birthday, so a belated birthday wish to her. And KT as well. KT, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Big shout out to KT. I mean, he's always tuning in, so big shout out.
Let's make a snap.
Okay, maybe a Gabin is the same way.
They have to read,
Yeah, okay, fair point. The how many basic guys? The operation team.
Yes.
You said they are also been listening to the show for a second.
Ni Amponsa, our good friend Ni Amponsa.
Okay, so a quick birthday shout out. Happy belated birthday shout out to Emmanuel Osetutu inside Greta Estate Nungwa, and a happy belated birthday to our guy Obed Anderson of Glyco Life Insurance Company. Last week, last week he came, we sorted us out nice. Yeah, so Obed. Tuesday was his birthday. So happy belated birthday to Obed Yao. Anderson of Glyco Insurance Company Limited. Say, Obed, you spoiled it. You do everything.
Bless up to Obed.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think my shout goes to Mr. Tamaklo. I think it's Mr. Peter Tamaklo.
Okay.
I was on my way to the office where he just stopped me and he asked, "Do you go to Presec?" I was like, "No." He's like, "But I know you from Sports Panorama." And that happens sometimes. I think last time I was just walking and I ran someone. Someone like I was just watching you guys, which is it's always cool. So like shout out to
but I looked at you. Charlie.
Just someone. You didn't specify the gender.
The hype they get. I hope they take do some sense.
Yeah.
We do hype or the bayen in your man.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying.
So focus.
Yeah, man.
Is this still And that's our show for tonight. Thank you very much, Manuel Kwatiya, Jamie Ta, Bernard Abeku, Gabi Affair. Over the phone lines, we got in touch with Coach Christopher Nimley. So we'll be up on YouTube at CitiSports GH. Tomorrow we have the Republic of Football. Until then, keep your dial right here, keep enjoying the programming, and we are out.